Hello, dear masculine. Despite all the craziness in my life, the chaos and big stuff, I still find myself coming back to thinking about you. And lately, I find myself even more amused at how King of Cups you've been recently. Taking those giant waves of emotion and trying to keep them at bay. Like a single beaver, constantly working all day to find just one more stick to shove in the dam to try to block up another leak as another one starts somewhere too far to stick your finger in. Wasn't there a story like that, an old tale about a boy who had his finger stuck in a dam? Oh, masculine. I think I tried to tell you sometime long ago that I know you far too well, and I find it far too interesting that you would be quiet of all things. Not necessarily with what's going on in my life, but with what's going on in yours. For I know, both from the long time that we were together and the time I knew you before then, and likely from the lifetimes we've known each other before this one, in addition to the interesting things you've shown me during this separation, that when you are quiet, there's even more reason to patiently pay attention. For when you are carefree, when you are not worried, when you feel very little emotional attachment to someone at all, you speak to them easily. You've no problem telling them about your woes and your tall tales. You worry not about who they might tell. And you just go on and carry on through your day. And it's not a worry. Though for you to be so quiet and to be so distant, well, dear masculine, the only times I've ever seen you act in such ways are when the feelings are so big. And when the temptation is so great. And when your karmic is so threatened. Which I just find so amusing, too, because between the two of you, it's so amusing to think that you are so overwhelmed by simple friendship from me because it calls you back to home, to me. And she is feeling overwhelmed at the thought of losing you, that she causes herself to lose you, rather than focusing on the beauty of sharing whatever it is that you two have to share. I do question it, not necessarily because of what I know of the karmic, but because I have found time and time again that you rarely share anything good happening. And of what you have, it's either turned out to be a tall tale of its own or a fleeting moment, quickly given way to dramatics and circusry, fighting and kicking outs, and just more tales of woe, that there is no reason for me to be concerned about what you two go through. But the bigger amusement, which I find most adorable from both of you, is that you assume normalcy of me. That you assume that I am just chasing after you. Oh, dear masculine, you just are so amazing that I must chase you to have you. No. I don't think so. And she probably believes that either she's not good enough to have you, or that I am some villainous demon in her hero's tale that is just so devious and crafty and obsessively lusting after the masculine she's captured, that she must do all that she can to keep you from me, when neither of you recognize that would not serve me. Not to chase you, not to take you, not to do any of that. For I am not like anyone either of you know. And what I do know is that to have anyone, by force or manipulation or craftiness even, that's not real love. If you have to convince someone to come and convince them to stay, they've already left and were never really yours anyways. And if you feel like you're not good enough to face the world alone, or like you cannot go on without someone there to hold on to, then there's so much work you got to do on you before you can even have that, if that's what you really think you need. And for me, I've been there. I've gone through that. And I specifically chose not to follow the path that you two have, both before me and now during this separation. And in many ways, even though when I called for separation, I had hoped that you would follow my lead and work on you as I work on me, it kind of has become an interesting thing to see as you two attempted to best me in a game where I was not competing. And yet, the irony is that I'm winning the game that you two think we're playing, simply by not playing. And by sitting here amused, knowing that I can love you and work on myself and love myself and need no one to be right next to me. I have our 5D connection when I really feel I need it, and friends and family, and a business that I work on, and our children. I do not need much more. And so all that comes after that is a bonus. It's a cherry on top. And yes, I do not always feel that way. I am human. I have my moments of drop where I long for something more, though I find it so much more fulfilling to leave those moments as fleeting and come back to where I am now. And plus, dear masculine, it is just so much more amusing to sit here knowing I do nothing threatening at all. I have no nefarious plans. I have no intention of taking anyone's man, of chasing or tricking or doing any of the things that come up into the minds of hurt people who've not yet healed, and worry that nothing around them will ever be stable. That would bring me no joy. That would bring me no satisfaction. And I know that both of you are learning the truth of that through each other, which is yet another reason why it would be absolutely silly of me to interfere in that in any way. You've manifested each other through Spirit's help to heal, to show each other what is real and what is not. And so, dear masculine, you can go ahead and stay quiet and distant, sometimes coming in and pouring out emotions, sometimes trying to get me jealous by pretending you have what we had and what you want back. And other times pretending like you care about nothing except business, what is dry and must connect us, and nothing more, nothing less. Though, dear masculine, in your silence you confess just how great of a temptation I am when I'm not trying at all.